a certain response from you. Okay? That's their job. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable and so on and so forth. We're going to do it in a semi-scenario-based situation. What that means is that we're going to isolate an attack, but it's going to come at you with realistic energy and you'll defend yourself. Okay? I'll give you a quick example. All right? Mark. Helen, here. Now, what are the attacks? One of the common attacks made on women, you've got, pin to the ground, you've got the hair pull, strangulation, so on and so forth. We're going to cover all of those, or as many as we can. Understand that the principles remain the same regardless of the situation. And I'll give them to you really quickly. Primary targets are eyes and throat. Secondary targets are the rest of the body. Hit with everything you've got. Anywhere and any way you can until you've reached that. Regardless of if you're lying down, regardless of if you're sitting down, regardless of what position you're in, these principles are always functional. You want to hit with your closest weapon to your opponent's closest target. Okay? Now what that means is very simple. If I'm doing this and I'm talking, my closest weapon to his closest target are his face and my hands to his face. If I was standing and I was doing this, closest weapon, closest target would be one shot to his groin, one shot to his face, or both at the same time. Okay? If he's got both my arms trapped, closest weapon, closest target would be knee. Okay? Or kicks to the shin, all right? Or spitting. Believe it or not, spitting works. And don't tell me women can't spit. You have saliva. You have the glands. You're human. Okay? So if somebody has grabbed you and you go pull right in their face, they'll flinch. They might let go. They might turn away. If you keep going, now you can start hammering guys, and then creating the distance and breaking away to run. If after you've hit and you've stunned the individual, if they've dropped down or they're on the ground and they're no longer, you feel they're no longer a threat to you, create a distance by pushing off. Okay? Take 2 to 3 steps while you have your eyes on them, then go. Okay? You don't want to go bang, 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 and do this and go because you're going to end up in this position here. Not that this matters because you still got groin here. You still got your headbutt here. You still got an elbow. Okay? So let's say we're going to start with this one. Might as well. Mark is going to come up and he's going to grab you by the hair. Hard. He's going to pull it. Now, remember what we were saying earlier. When somebody goes to pull your hair, don't fight against it. You do, it hurts more. So on the contrary, if I grab, feel where the energy is going. If I'm pulling, come with it. See, I didn't pull her there. She came to me. So it didn't really hurt her. Although she faked the pain by going, okay? So how this is going to work is we're going to separate this class environment right now into 4 groups because we got 4 guys, and you're going to line up. Let's say there's about 13 of you. Okay, you're going to line up into 4 groups of 3 people, 3-4 people. Okay, so one person will come here a second. Let's say he's the attacker, and Helen and I are in line. Helen's going to turn around and face the person standing behind her and just start having a conversation with them. Just start talking. And at any time, my guy's going to grab you. So he's going to come, he's going to grab her hair.
What do you want? What do you want?
And she'll take off. Okay? Now she struck the eyes, she struck the throat, she went ballistic on him. She didn't do any fancy techniques. She just went nuts, raking, tapping, palm striking, eye gouging. You know, you can do whatever you want. Elbowing. Remember, this way, okay? Don't ever go with a closed fist, okay? Contrary to popular belief, you do not want to punch somebody in the face. Open hands. Less danger of hurting yourself, and you've got more weapons in an open hand than you do in a closed fist. A punch is just a punch. You can closed fist and eye gouging break, and you do 2-3 shots at the same time with no potential danger of injuring yourself. Okay? So you see what Helen just did? Just go ballistic. You want to be like a cat. You want to be like, you just go nuts. All right? So again, what I want you to try to do though is I want you to try, if possible, to verbally diffuse the situation. Although because it's a self-defense seminar that I'm running, every situation will go physical. In the street, that's not necessarily true. But in here, it is necessarily true because, well, I want to see what you can do. So my guys will keep coming at you regardless. So try to turn around and verbally diffuse the situation. Okay? If one of the situations, the knife is at your throat, use your dialogue, use your choice speech. Remember what I was telling you earlier. Everything you learned in the first half, you're going to apply in the second half. You're asking me, what do you do? Earlier, if somebody has a gun to your head, and you've done this thing here, well, start hammering the first hammer, and then create your distance and run. Okay? You go nuts. Remember, it's your blood. I'm giving you this information. You do with it what you want. And a lot of people can turn around and go, I don't know if I can do that. Well, my answer to you is, what's your choice? If you can't do it when a person's doing this, then you are allowing them to do it to you. If it's between you and him, hopefully you'll choose to survive. Okay? Any questions? Yes?
Excuse me. Is there a way of, like, if they grab you from behind, some kind of technique?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go over each one. The very first one we're going to do is the hair pull. Again, I'll demonstrate one more time. Okay? She will be turned around, facing me. We're going to go over one by one. I'll explain each one, and then you're going to do it. The first one we're going to do is the hair pull. Mark will grab the hair, pull it. She's going to hold freeze. She's going to fake the pain here. She might not be faking it because she might be really hurting a bit because he's pulling hard. Her hands come up. She tries to verbally diffuse. Mark is threatening her. His ego rises. His guard drops because look at her body language. He thinks that he's got her where he wants her. Okay? At any time when she feels comfortable enough where she thought process interrupted him, where he's thinking, okay, I got her where I want her, she's going to explode. Okay? And she can explode with whatever she wants. Doesn't matter. There is no set technique. Just go nuts. Okay? Remembering the primary targets. Knees, elbows, eye gouging, raking, palm striking, spitting, biting. Bite. Okay? You're caught in a situation where you're really close and you guys doing this, you take a chunk out of his shoulder. You turn around, bite his ear off, bite his neck, bite his cheek. Okay? You don't have to, I'm not saying cannibalize him. Okay? I'm not saying eat the person. I'm saying bite so that the person goes, ah, for a split second. Because if she bites me here, and I go, ah, boom, you see the distance I created by pushing off? She can now pop her shot. Okay? You're looking at the biting and the spitting to how should I say, to get the flinch response to kick in. You want her to flinch. Your opponent, the attacker, to flinch. Because if I'm here and we're doing this and I'm trying to struggle, I can't win against the guy this big. But if I go, boom, and he flinches, now I can pop here and eye gouge here and then throw my elbow and through my knee and push off and run. The idea is not to get into a sparring match or an all-out brawl. The idea is to hit, stun him, and get out as soon as you can. Always escape. Never hang around to admire your handiwork. Okay? You don't want to, at the end, do that.